In a recent interview, Tyson Fury claimed that he tried to make the Anthony Joshua fight at least 6 times in the past 5 years, and he said that AJ is a diva who doesn't really want to fight. Now, as you guys know, I run a YouTube channel which focuses on boxing news. So I'm here week in, week out, covering all the negotiations, all the call-outs, all the negotiations that fall apart and the ones that are successful, etc., etc., etc. I certainly do not recall 6 occasions in which Tyson Fury tried to make the AJ fight. In fact, I don't even recall one occasion that Tyson Fury tried to make the AJ fight other than last year. And I add an asterisk next to that because was Tyson Fury really trying to make the fight last year before AJ lost to Usyk? Because he knew that there was this arbitration going on with Deontay Wilder. And therefore, him and his team possibly were just stringing Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua along. I'm not saying that's definitely the case. I'm saying that's a possibility. That's why I put an asterisk next to that. But other than that occasion last year, I don't recall any time when Tyson Fury tried to make the AJ fight. So if he really did try to make it 6 times in the past 5 years, they must have been behind the scenes negotiations that never broke the surface and went public. What do you guys think about this? Is Tyson Fury telling the truth here? Because there is this narrative out there that Fury is the one that's been trying to make all these fights, like the AJ fight, for example, and that it's AJ and Hearn who have been running from it. Now, it seems to mainly be Fury fans who come up with this, but I would like them to tell me in the comment section below when exactly these 6 times were that Tyson Fury tried to make the AJ fight. Never mind all the hyperbole and whatever. Tell me specifically when these times were. Show me articles. Give me receipts that can actually back up what you're saying. Because if you can't do that, and if Tyson Fury can't provide these receipts, then I suspect it's a case of him doing what he often does, which is trying to take advantage of the ignorance of many casual boxing fans out there in the general public, because they perhaps don't follow the boxing news as closely as many of us do. Excuse me. They perhaps don't follow the boxing news day in, day out, week in, week out. They're maybe not abreast of all the negotiations and the call outs and all this type of stuff. You see it? So easy to take advantage of people like that. Whereas people like us, who are following the sport day in, day out, week in, week out, we would remember if there was 6 times that Tyson Fury tried to make the AJ fight. As I say, if he can't come up with receipts, then to me it's just a case of him trying to take advantage, trying to control the narrative in the minds of the public and make himself out to be the supreme heavyweight in the division, which he might actually be anyway. But the point is, if you really feel you're the best, if you really feel that nobody can touch you and that every fight out there is easy for you, then you don't need to try and con the public with stuff like this. Just get in there and bash AJ up. Get in there and bash Usyk up. There's no need for all the shenanigans and funny talk, right? That's what my whole point is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Tyson Fury claiming that he tried to make the AJ fight at least 6 times. He says, in fact, let me just go into a couple of the quotes from this article, which is quoting an IFL TV interview. He said, I tried to make that fight 6 times at least in my memory in the last 5 years and have been unsuccessful every single time because you're messing with a diva who doesn't want to fight. Years ago when he was undefeated, a knockout artist, people thought, you know what? He could beat Tyson Fury maybe. Then when Anthony Joshua got bounced off the canvas, blah, blah, blah. He's just talking about all the times when AJ got beat. But he doesn't specify when these times were that he supposedly tried to make the fight. These 6 times. He should remember at least a couple of them if there was so many. So anyway, give me your thoughts in the comments below.